This week on Ardent's Bass Battles, Denny and Chad are on Newton Lake in Illinois.
Throwing my little finesse worm.
That'll help the cause. Nice fish.
Unless Dad pulled off some kind of rally here in this afternoon, I think I might have him, but give me a net.
That's a pretty Lake Newton bass right there.
Come back through with that bottom dweller, putting a nail in the old man's coffin on this one.
Hello. Yeah, he's already behind.
Welcome to Ardent's Bass Battles with Denny and Chad Brauer.
Oh, that's a pro, my goodness. You talk about jump.
Fish number one, and it's a good one.
I'm one of the luckiest people in the world. Travel around the country and fish for a living. Get to hang out with my son. Show you what I look for in a jig. There's a good chance I'm probably gonna win.
Yes. You know what I say to you, Dad, today? Give up now.
I got every intention of really pouring it to him tomorrow.
I've got a pretty good sack, and they've got a good chance of winning this thing.
Ardent's Bass Battles with Denny and Chad Brauer is brought to you by Ardent Reels, Pure Performance, All-American, Strike King, #1 in fishing lures, Ranger Boats, still building legends one at a time, Seagar, always the best in fishing lines, Evinrude, spend more time on the water, Wired to Fish, bass fishing anglers' #1 resource, and by Mustad, haul in a record, haul off the cash at mustadhookamillion.com. This week, Denny and Chad are returning to Newton Lake in Illinois to fish warm summertime conditions instead of the bitter cold they experienced last year. This 1,775-acre lake is said to hold some of Illinois' biggest largemouth bass. The Central Illinois Public Service Company operates an electric power generating plant near the lake. Lake rules are you cannot use any motor in excess of 25 horsepower, so Denny and Chad will be fishing the lake in their Ranger boats, utilizing the trolling motor only.
How do I look, folks? Makeup girl will be out shortly, and as soon as she finishes up with whatever this mess is, we're going fishing. But once again, Newton Lake Challenge.
Just a little bit warmer than last year. Last year was a solid 12 out. This year it's a solid 90 out.
Well, it's just a few degrees different. I remember the ramp was solid ice, snow. We didn't even know if we could launch. It was a little bit on the chilly side.
Nothing like throwing topwater with ice in my reel and my guides. This year, not so much. More like sweat probably pouring off the top of my head.
I don't want to tell you what to do, but my guess is they're not going to be quite as shallow as they were.
No, and they probably won't be up the warm water arm quite as much as the cold water arm.
I'm going to the cold water arm.
I was going to suggest you go the warm water.
Good luck, bud.
We'll see you in a little while.
All right.
You know, late summer, it's going to be a deep bite. This is a power plant lake, so one arm goes up to where they suck the water into the power plant, the other arm's where they dump it out. So the arm where they dump it out is, of course, a lot warmer water.
We thought we'd try to show you a structured type show out here. Whether we're going to catch them or not, who knows?
It's one thing to find a big point that comes out between two creeks like this one does. It goes back there, and then the major creek is right here. It's another one to find a point that comes out like this that's got some, what I call structure on it, like rocks or stumps or brush. And if you can find that combination, it's usually a pretty good spot. Just like that. The old black and blue football head scores. And it was in a good feeling spot. I was dragging through a couple areas, and it was finally just started getting rough and rocky. That's a good solid fish to start off with right there.
There we go. On the old crankbait. Starting out running these shallow points. Throwing a Series 6XD, and we have already been bit, and I think it's a decent one.
If I was in a tournament situation, I'd have a buoy out here in the front that I'd throw out where I set the hook, just so where I could have in relation to where I have my boat positioned, so I could throw back on the same spot. I'm a little bit lackadaisical here just fishing against Dad. But it's a good start. The black and blue football head scores out on this point where just what I was talking about. It's two creeks that come together here, forms a point, and up on that point, there's evidently some trash. I don't know whether it's a rock pile or stump or what. I haven't got that far along, but it's something, and that's where that fish was holding on. It's a good solid 3 pounds, 8 ounces. That's a good way to start. 3 pounds, 8 ounces on the first point. Get that fish back in there. Almost 90-degree water, late summer. That's where that fish should have been.
Oh yeah, that is a decent one. Don't want him to jump. He's just got that back hook. Oh, don't you do it. Oh my God, and he come off at the boat. Can you believe that? Splashed water to my face and threw the crankbait at me. Once in a while, I guess you're better off swinging them. You know, that's a tough decision to make. Last show, you know what happened to Chad when he had one barely hooked? Got that smallmouth halfway over it, come unbuttoned and come off.
Good one too.
It cost him the bass battle. I try to play it safe right here. He comes off at the boat. Early in the day, got a lot of time left. If I catch 5 bigger than that fish, it really doesn't matter anyway. And that's what I plan on doing.
I knew if I drug something smaller through here, I'd catch one. Just kind of drifting over this point, throwing my little finesse worm. And sure enough, that's a good keeper right there. That's gonna make the 2 pound limit. That's gonna scoff at the 2 pound limit right there. Just like Dad would scoff at me throwing this out here, but you know what? This is one of my favorite baits to get bites on. When it's tough, I can't think of a better way to get bit on the way that I like to fish than throwing this finesse worm on a jig head. 3 pounds, 4 ounces. 3 pounds of 4 ounces of nice black blue flake finesse worm.
There's one. He might even go 2 pounds. We might get on the board. Oh yeah, I think he'll go 2 pounds. He won't do us any good, but be nice to get on the board anyway. About 2-2, we're on the board. Chad is certainly not in trouble with one like that, but better to have one than have none. We haven't figured them out yet. The bites I've had have been up on top of the breaks rather than out off them that I'd anticipate. And you know, we got a late start obviously, and this time of the day you think they'd be out off the points and the breaks a little more, but we'll keep fishing, see if we can figure something out. Certainly have not so far.
Ardent's Bass Battles with Denny and Chad Brauer will be right back. You're watching Ardent's Bass Battles with Denny and Chad Brauer. Fishing on Illinois' Lake Newton, Chad has 2 fish on the board, totaling 6 pounds, 12 ounces, to Denny's 1 fish at just 2 pounds.
Now I got a reference point.
Even though they had a late start, this lake will produce big bass when they figure them out in this summertime pattern.
Like no, he's gonna keep anyway, he's not big. But I think he'll make 2 pounds. He does weigh 212 though. Nice. 2 pounds, 12 ounces of good fighting summertime bass. All right, try something different now. Try the old slower old spinnerbait. Little 3/4 ounce bottom dweller. Let's get it right down there in their face and see if they like the dying shad look.
There we go. There's a good one.
That's like a big fish right there.
I ate that old space monkey. Out there real deep.
And again, I've switched baits. I switched over this bottom dweller, which is designed for fishing structure in the summertime. It's like a 3/4 ounce. Gets down there real quick. Just gives them a different look, like a dying shad down there.
Oh yeah. That's the kind that'll hurt his feeling. Easy, girl. Wear yourself down. Yes. That's a helper. I don't know what that one weighs, but I know it weighs more than that 2 pounder I got. Whew.
That fish is 3 pounds even. Well on my way to 5. But I know on this lake, I'm gonna probably have to do better than a 3-pound average to beat Dad. But that's a good start.
3 3/4. Not quite a 4-pounder. That's a pretty Lake Newton bass right there. Pretty good shape for this time of the year. A lot of lakes, they get real thin during the summertime. That fish is in good shape. And all I was doing was dragging a bait that is one of my favorite flipping baits, but I also use it for Carolina rigging. It's called the Space Monkey. And it is just a killer bait. I put a little chartreuse dye on the tail of it. I got one of the Mustad tube hooks, a 4/0 rigged, about a 2.5 foot leader, and I'm throwing it up in about 10 foot of water and just working it down that ledge, and I come over a little bit of brush and that fish loaded up on it. I don't know if we found a concentration of them. We're gonna be here a while.
It's halftime and time for Denny and Chad to check in.
We'll give Pops a jingle, see what his halftime score is.
Hello.
Well, how about a halftime?
Halftime or ready? Well, yeah, I guess it is. I'm not doing very good. For Newton Lake, I'm having worst day I've ever had. I've got.
I'm glad to hear that.
I've got 2. Yeah, I bet you're glad to hear that. I've got 2 that weigh 512.
Ooh, you are having a rough time.
Well, I've had a little bad luck, but I'm not making any excuses. I just have not put it together yet, but well, it's not over.
That's right. I've pieced my way to 4 that weigh 12.5 pounds right now. But it's been
4 that weigh 12.5.
For me.
That's good quality.
It's been work, but
yeah, right.
It'll get better as the afternoon goes on.
Yeah. Good luck, bud. You're doing a good job, but you haven't won this thing yet.
Oh, I'm well aware.
All right.
All right. We'll talk to you later.
All right. Bye.
Man, it's nice to have the lead at halftime, but I tell you what, with him, it's never safe. He always has a rally at the end of the day, no matter what we're doing. He's going to figure something out, and then like the last 10 minutes, he's going to be like jacking 5-pounders. So
I mean, we got a late start. We didn't get on the water until about 11 o'clock, a little after. There's one.
Deep cranking along this little river bend.
Let me explain to you folks the reason why we got a late start today. My grandson had a football game last night. My wife and I had the lovely duty of babysitting the 2 granddaughters. Well, my son and daughter-in-law went to the football game, which something's not right about that.
He'll probably beat my 2-pounder anyway. It's a little upgrade.
He plays both ways, defense and offense, guard and tackle. Not real fast, kind of like me. He's a little on the slow side, but he's been lifting weights and he's beefed up pretty good. Like a dummy, I go, I will give you $100 for every time you sack the quarterback, knowing that there's not a quarterback that slow in the whole United States that he's going to catch. And that might be a little bit of an exaggeration.
Little Citrus Shad Series 5 XD. Matches the watercolor really well and it's just deep enough to get down on these little points.
But guess what? It's getting down to the end. They're up by a few points. The other team's driving. He sacks the quarterback for a 10-yard loss.
Oh yeah, 2 pounds even. That's 5 fish for Chad. And I know Dad ain't got 5.
The first thing my grandson said when he walked through the door is, where's my $100 bill? So not only did I not get much sleep last night and get to Newton Lake late, it cost me $100. We canceled that bet right there. That could get expensive. The kid apparently is getting a little faster. Let me get my crankbait unhung here.
2 pounds, 0 ounces. That makes that 14.5 pounds for my first 5. And I've still got quite a bit of the second half left to go.
Chad's on the board with 5 fish. We'll see if Denny can get things going when Ardent's Bass Battles returns. Welcome back to Ardent's Bass Battles with Denny and Chad Brauer. Chad is leading with 5 fish to Denny's 2. We'll see if dear old Dad can make a comeback.
There we go. I don't know how big he is, but I don't think he's a giant. He's definitely a keeper that'll help us. But I think he'll keep. I think he'll go 2 pounds. fish sure felt bigger to me. A little over 2 1/4. We'll take that. Beggars cannot be too choosy right now. And we are beggars. We are Newton Lake beggars. Fish was in 17 foot of water exactly. Right where it breaks off into 25, 26. There we go. There's a good one. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Jump. Oh yeah. Throw some water. Show who you are. That's enough. It's enough. Don't get carried away. You jump too many times and you might get off, and I'd hate that. Not that big, but we will take you. Well, that's another one on the old space monkey. That might have told me I'm wasting my time with some of that other stuff. Little over 3 pounds. That will work. Here you go, chunk.
Last 45 minutes, big rally of like 2 5-pounders. Be awesome.
There we got us a better one.
Oh, it feels like a big fish.
He acts like he's got shoulders on. Yes. That'll help the cause. Number 5.
No last minute mistakes like last time. Oh, and he's not hooked real good. But good enough. He's gonna call my little 2-pound 12-ouncer.
3-4, a little over. Nice bass. Good old Newton Lake bass.
3 pounds, 8 ounces. That's gonna cull up 3/4 of a pound. Here at the end of the day, 2 big culls on the Series 5 XD.
Every bite is, once I get into that brush and start moving that bait around, that space monkey's getting 8. So we're getting there. We're getting there.
Looks like Dad is waking up. Chad knows to never count him out. Ardent's Bass Battles with Denny and Chad Brauer will be right back. You're watching Ardent's Bass Battles with Denny and Chad Brauer, fishing Newton Lake in Illinois. Even with a late start, no sleep, and the loss of $100 on his mind, Pops is now in competition mode.
Oh man, did that thing ever hit it? Thinks he's somebody. That's when you need reels that have smooth drags. When you got them pulling hard next to the boat. Well, no wonder he's hooked in the top of the head. Hooked in the top of the head, look at that. But he'll help. If you wouldn't have had a sharp hook, you'd have never got that fish. What happens on a deal like that is they just take a swat at it. You are 3-5, we'll call you 3-4. That'll help the cause. Nice fish.
One of the greatest features I've ever seen in my whole fishing career when it comes to fishing reels is the new drag tracking technology that Ardent has incorporated in its Edge reel. This is a new reel. No other company has a feature like this. And what it is your drag never gets in a bind because your level line follows the spool as it goes back and forth. So if you're fishing with light line, you're never going to all of a sudden have a tight drag and a loose drag. It's going to be consistent. You need to get you an Edge reel because of drag tracking technology.
We've got like 15 minutes of the day left. Fishing not far from the ramp right now. Oh, there we go. That feels like a good one. We started out about 11 something. So that might help. So if we fish for about 6:30, 7 o'clock, that's going to be a pretty decent day right there. Come here. Don't you dare. Gotcha. Gotcha. I think you'll help. Nothing like a last minute fish. Little over 3 pounds. We'll take him. We gotta get going. We might catch another one.
I knew it. Oh, be bigger than 3 pounds.
I don't know what Chad's got, but he best be bringing it. He best be bringing it.
Could I have a last hour rally? No. He feels decent, but not decent enough. I need something bigger than, I need at least a 3-pounder to coal up.
Well, I'm pretty sure I didn't win, but I sure had fun.
How can you even say that? Pretty sure. I know you always rally in the end.
Well, I know what you had at halftime, and I didn't have a squad. I just had 2, but I did rally. I had a fun day. I didn't catch the numbers of fish I normally catch here, but I ended up with 5 that weighed like 16.4.
Well, I'm kind of like that fungus. I'm just creeping back, slowly and surely. I ended up coaling up to 18 pounds this afternoon.
Whoa, 18
I made a little rally with that 5XD late in the day with a couple good ones. So.
Good job.
But
Good
you
job.
you can get me down, but you can't get rid of me.
Yeah,
I'm hanging in there.
I guess I got to wash your boat now.
Well,
Well, whatever. Whatever.
go put your boat away.
I've had it.
Get ready for tomorrow.
I've had it.
That's all I
Tomorrow
can
I'm going to
say.
whip up on you. New Lake, still in Illinois, but I got your number.
Go kick some dirt.
I didn't get enough sleep last night because of you. I didn't bring my A game.
Yeah.
Ardent's Bass Battles with Denny and Chad Brauer has been brought to you by Ardent Reel Care. Take care of the reels that take care of you. Strike King, #1 in fishing lures. Ranger Boats, still building legends one at a time. Seagar, always the best in fishing lines. Evinrude, spend more time on the water. Wired to Fish, bass fishing anglers' #1 resource. And by Mustad, haul in a record, haul off the cash at mustadhookamillion.com.
Now the lines have been thrown, and the fight will soon begin. Ardent's Bass Battles, they fish to win. Ardent's Bass Battles, the game is on.
I could have had 25 if I'd have got some sleep last night. That babysitting did me in. Not only that, it cost me $100. What's that? Like violin?
It's a violin playing sad music for you.
I got-